Every time I do one of these lives, I always get that nervous butterfly feeling. We better spray. What am I spraying, you ask? This is my own essential oil blend, but not my bottle. It's just a reused bottle, but I like to use the 369 ratio, Tesla's 369 ratio of essential oils, where the 3 is the kind of the deeper, maybe a wood, cedar wood or something really thick there, you know, and then the 6 is the middle tones. Could be something floral like lavender, and then the top 9 drops, right, is a lighter scent. Could be frankincense, could be ylang ylang, which by the way is my favorite. I could douse myself in ylang ylang. Type in the comments below what your favorite essential oil is. It's a very good way to change your frequency for the better. And thank you for joining me today. And if you're watching the replay, that's awesome too. My name is Trina. I'm an intuitive guide with the chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And today I would invite you just to forget about the world and really focus on you, because this video, this presentation is all about you. And why are you here? Why do you exist? Today I'm going to show you how to find real clarity in your life moving forward. And this is through your soul path number. So I invite you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, okay? And shut off distractions, because this is all about you. Okay, so what you do first is you write down your birthday. So here's mine. I'm gonna be totally transparent here with my age, but January 22nd, 1978. So January is the first month, so I put a 1. 22 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. I think it's backwards on what you're seeing, but you get the idea, right? You just add them all up. Use your calculator on your phone. You got one. Take a moment to write down what it comes up to. And it's going to be a big number. Like for me, it was 48. That's the total of my numbers, right? 48. So 4 plus 8 reduces to 12, okay? And then 1 plus 2 is your final number, which is a 3. So I'm a life path 3. What's your life path number? Post in the comments below, because this is what we're going to talk about. Why is this important? Well, this is what you're here to learn, the lessons. There's skills in there, superpowers in there that we'll talk about. And we're also going to discuss how they show up in cards. For example, I'm a card author, the Chakra Lenormand, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand, and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. And we're going to see how your life path number, your soul path number, is reflected in cards. And you can use tarot cards, you could use any kind of oracle cards, and you'll start to see your life path number come alive through the cards. So if you're going through some kind of transition right now, like maybe you were like me and you quit the corporate world to start your own spiritual, intuitive business, right? Or you're thinking of it. Or you're entering retirement years and you're like, well, what's next for me now? All sorts of changes and transitions can be happening, and your soul path number that we're going to talk about today, you're going to be blown away. Get ready to get your hair blown back, okay? So, what's your soul path number? Let me know in the comments. As I said, I'm a 3. So let's start. Let's start going through each one. It's either going to be a number 1 to 9. This universe runs on numbers. Astrology is like, numbers is key. This line of 1 to 9 is the key of all the rest of the intuitive modalities. Okay, numbers is key. So it's good to get back into your foundation. So looking at your soul path number helps start the journey. Okay, it's like your little map, a little quick map, a little GPS system, if you will. So 1, which we're going to talk about first, is at the beginning of the line, the beginning of the movie. That's why life path 1s are starters. They're the leaders, they're the pioneers. Even in astrology, you'll see the first house, because it's all split into houses, which means something. But the first house, is the house of the self. It's starting the show, like Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, right? That's why like Aries people, by the way, are leaders. Often they're like a leader. So if you have Aries energy, you know, and you're a life path 1, well, you're definitely here to lead. You're here to pioneer. You're here to carve your own path. You're a starter. You're driven. You're like the team captain, the ones. All right. Now, you have an intuitive strength, because for every life path number, I'm going to give you an extra bonus, which is what's your intuitive strength, your psychic power. You ones are very good at remote viewing. So check that out later. You can see possibilities and see outcomes ahead of others. Now, when we look at the cards, the 1 is the man energy. It's a very yang, outwardly energy. Look, it looks like a man's, you know. Okay. And guess what? In the cards, you'll start seeing that. So let's look at all 1 cards in the Lenormand here. Real quick. The man, because 2 + 8 = 10. 1 + 0 reduces to 1. We always reduce it to that final 1 to 9 number. So the man is a 1. The Rider card, 1. News or visitor. There's an energy there of action. Making decisions with the scythe. Fast actors. Fast action takers, I should say. The ones. There's an authority to the 1. Leadership with the Tower. Because 1 + 9 = 10, which reduces to 1. And then this was our bonus card in our Lenormand deck, but it was time. You know, time. Sometimes ones think there's not enough time in a day to accomplish everything they want to do. Or maybe things are too slow for them. They want fast. Could be a message to be in the present moment more often as a 1. I know you want to lead and go, and motivate and do your business, but sometimes it's good to just stop time for a moment and just sit with yourself, ones. All right, so that's the 1. How exciting. Next, we have number 2. So if the 1 was the guy, well, the 2 is the feminine. The 2 is the woman in Lenormand. 2 + 9 = 11. 1 + 1 = 2. So 2 is the woman of the house. It's a nurturing energy. And if you're a man with a 2 energy, well, you are sensitive. Your emotions, right? 2 is run by the moon. It's an emotional sort of, you're the peacemaker, 2 people, right? You're here to create harmony and build partnerships, 2 people. Tuning into your emotions, 2s. So if you have a business and you're a 2, you're the peacemaker, you resonate, your clients love you for getting real deep with their emotions, for example. Being emotionally vulnerable, they love that. They feel like you're a nurturer as a 2 person. Your intuitive strength is clairsentience, which is a clear feeling. Clairsentience. You sense energy shifts. You could be sensitive to energy. You should do a lot of grounding and having essential oil baths and salt baths and all that, right? Grounding that energy, because you're sensitive and like a sponge, right? You also sense emotional truth right away. You're probably one of those people that can read people right away too, just based on their energy field. You're emotionally attuned. Okay, and then 2s, let's look at further. Phoenix Rising, because this is a bonus card that we made too. 3 + 8 = 11. 1 + 1 = 2. Oftentimes, 2, because of that woman feminine energy, and we've been, programmed to be a certain way with our feminine bodies, or that, we can feel sometimes we're in the depths, trying to come out and rise and shine, right? So making partnerships and alliances with people, if you're a 2, is very helpful to get out of that feeling and feeling supported. The Clover, there's luck there with the 2s, but this also often resonates with the 2nd house in astrology too, which is self-worth. And a lot of 2s need to watch what's going in their mouth, which in astrology, the 2nd house is what's going in your mouth too, your self-worth. And so this could be, a sign for 2s. Make sure you're getting food as fuel. Nurturing your body. You nurture everybody else, 2s. Don't forget yourself, right? 2 plus 0, the public. Yes, 2s can be very good at diplomatic, doing well financially. They have a charisma with the public often. They can be famous, 2s, especially if you're 20, like born on the 20th. That's a different kind of number, but still, it resonates because there's a public component to that. And you know, throughout being 2s, you often come across conflict, the whip. Verbal conflict could be with the mouth. 2 energy has a lot to do with the mouth. And if you're a life path 2, you probably have a kind of hourglass, like when you're a woman, you probably have that hourglass feminine kind of quality to you as well. All right, let's move on to the 3. I'm a 3, so type in the comments below what you are. If one was the father, the man, and 2 was the woman, the mom, well, 3 is like, it has a childlike creative energy. But the main thing about 3s is think of a triangle 3, merging, blending, growth. There's a huge networking and communications with 3. See, I used to be a lone wolf till recently when I started actually embodying, practicing what I preach and embodying my 3 energy. Now that I'm networking, creating new friends, creating, you know, a festival of my own, this kind of stuff has really changed my life in the past 2 weeks. I'm so excited. Like, it just feels good to be aligned to that 3 energy. In the card, you would see the birds, which means communication. 3s are excellent communicators. If you're a 3, you should be in some kind of media, getting on camera, or just broadcasting maybe, like radio, journalism. I think I said that already. If you're a 3, you're the guy who knows a guy who can provide that guy with something. You're this bringer of people and things, and you merge, you blend, you grow, and you collaborate. And if you see in Tarot, like, I'm not using Tarot today, so I don't have time here, but Tarot will show a lot of the 3 energy of people coming together and doing something together. So that's a 3 energy for sure. Very creative too, very young at heart, good at, you know, marketing, business marketing, good at teaching with the voice. They love to learn. 3s need intellectual stimulation quite often. The wisdom of the lily. They love to learn and teach. Okay, now let's get into the 4. 4 is like a foundational square. 4 corners. 4 legs holding up your table. The 4 corners of your base. There's a security energy with a 4. And in fact, if you're a life path 4, you're one of the hardest workers, right? You thrive on working. Work is important for you. Security is important for you. When we look at the 4, home and family. Home and family is also the 4th house in astrology. There's real estate there. There's security within the home. Sometimes 4s have, because they're so structured, they have problems getting outside of those 4 walls. Okay? To go out in the sunshine for success, right? Most 4 life paths are successful, but they could be even more successful if they get out of their box. All right? So that's very good. 4s make good decisions. They plan, they analyze, they strategize. They love to plan things. And they, you know, there's the child card shows the new, meaning that it's good for 4s to try new things out of the box. But you're very good at planning and feel like, you know, your energy lies in security. we had that success sun chicken, right? This is, oh, the dogs again. This is all about stand up for yourself, right? Sometimes fours have problems standing up for themselves. Extremely hard worker, very good in business. Making business decisions, fours. They follow their moral compass, very trustworthy, very hard workers. So that's very good. If you're a business owner looking for a hard worker, choose someone with a life path 4 or a 4 in their day of birth. Something that leads up to a 4. All right, let's get into the 5, the middle of the movie, right? Where all the action happens. That's why the 5 are explorers. They are, you know, life path 5s are adventurers in a way. They're very lucky too. They're very attractive. They're run by Mercury, the planet of thinking, communications as well, you know. 5 is like the 5 senses too. Like when you see a star, you got the head, 2 arms and legs. It's very human. There's a human kind of high energy. Lots of 5s are hyper intelligent, like super smart, really good at doing almost anything that they try. Scholarly often too, like really smart. They're quick-minded. They just need to stay focused, okay? But the main thing for 5s is to get out there and explore new horizons, adventure. There's lots of luck for 5s with foreign affairs, okay? Travel. So 5s are the freedom seeker. They're here to explore all sorts of things, experience all sorts of things, and also break old patterns. Feelings, right? The moon card, 5. Health, breaking patterns in health. Breaking patterns in mental. This is the mice, the worry, the anxiety. Breaking patterns in there. And then there's a work element with the 5 too. Like a lot of 5s have their own business. That could be due to 5s being a very creative number in astrology. The 5th house of creativity and kids and fun and hobbies. Creating your own business, that kind of stuff too. That could be why, you know, the Fox card is a 5. Fox meaning your work, your self-employment quite often too. The Fox can mean cunning because there's this intelligence. I told you, hyper-intelligent, the 5s too. You're here to explore, experience, and break old patterns. Oh, I just realized I forgot to tell you your intuitive strength. Go back to the 3 for a second. I'm sorry, I missed this. Your intuitive strength is a 3, is channeling inspiration, ideas, words, solutions. They flow to you like magic, 3s. The builder, the 4, we talked about security, right? Your intuitive strength is you're really good about feeling guidance, grounded guidance about timing, about money. Timing is big, and physical needs as well can be, right? And then for the freedom seeker, the 5s, your intuitive strength is you have a 6th sense to sense opportunities and then pivot to yourself. Highly adaptable, the 5s. You can pivot your path. You can sense an opportunity. So when you get that gut instinct as a 5, go for it. Make sure you're constantly stimulating your adventure side of you, right? Next, we get to the 6. If 1 is the dad, and 2 is the mom, and 3 is the kid, and we add those all up, 1 plus 2 plus 3, you'll get 6, which is the nurturing, the home and family, the nurturer, the 6, right? Love, 2 plus 4, 6. 6, you're here to heal. 6s are here to nurture others. 6s are also here to bring beauty in the world, okay? In all sorts of ways. 6s have the healing hands, could be very good at the Reiki, the energy healing, whatever, acupressure, palm reading, anything with the healing hands, we call it, right? But it's not just your hands, though, it's your voice is calming. 6s are always so nurturing, right? Your presence naturally calms others, helps them realign as a 6, that love feeling, right? 6 is like about the harmony. You like the home. Successful number, by the way, if you have a life path 6. You're trustworthy, you're responsible. People can, you know, they're attracted to you for your just your natural trustworthy vibe. By the way, sixes can be very good at real estate or legal and law. And they can be good in entertainment too, sixes, but sixes are commanding in a way, but a very natural, cool kind of way, non-forceful way, sixes. Successful number though. This is the bear, power, financial wealth, long-term financial wealth, like stocks, market investing, real estate investing, loans, that kind of stuff, money, wills. This long-term money you guys are, good at. There's a mama bear energy with the bear too. And we talk about that with the family, the home and family stuff, nurturing the family too. Sixes are good at family business too, taking the family business over. They find solutions, the win-win. Quite a bit of success and with sixes. So it's very good if you're a six. There's progress, advancement there. But there can be some confusion and doubt quite often with sixes as well. Not trusting yourself. Everybody trusts you, but you have trouble trusting yourself or trusting the universe, right? So it's good to be aware of that. Six. Yes, the healing hands, your touch, your voice, your presence, just so naturally calming as a six. All right, then we get to the seven, the seeker. This is the intelligence. Sevens are super good at intellectual property, can be wealthy as well, the sevens. Elon Musk actually is a seven. He's very smart and works in the brain a lot. Has trouble with speech because sevens have trouble often with getting into the heart, the real heartfelt emotions and expressing that. It can come out as some kind of verbal problem or something like that. But sevens are here to seek the deeper truths of life, the spirituality stuff, right? The inner wisdom. You guys, sevens, have clear cognizance. This is clear knowing. You just know. You just know the right thing or the things without needing proof. You just know it. So you can trust that. All right, sevens? Sevens are very philosophical. They're probably the most intelligent number. They can be loners, but it's not good, to always be a loner. They can be introverted. And that's fine. You can work your business and be an introvert. You don't have to come, there's ways where you can do videos and stuff or whatever without even showing your face. There's ways now, right? But the whole point is that it's good for sevens to get out of their head too sometimes and get more into the heart chakra, right? And feel and cry and get a little more emotional, right? That can be good. Sevens can be very lucky, as we see here in the cards. We've got the star, 1 + 6 = 7. So sevens, when you wish upon a star, there's this, when you're doing your philosophical thinking, seven, when you're hyper intelligent and strategizing and all the things you're going to, don't forget to think about your goals, your hopes, your dreams, write them down, talk about them, feel them, right? See, the money, 3 + 4 = 7. This is the money card, the abundance, the fish. In Lenormand means abundance, money, but often this card comes up about our own business too, like having your own business. But there's money to be made for sevens, and it comes through their intellectual property. Seven is also the number of contracts and commitments. In astrology, that would be the 7th house of, your relationships one-on-one. It's good for sevens to become a little less introverted and start to merge with another person in some way. Alliances. It's good. I get by with a little help from my friends. All right, sevens. So that looks cool indeed. All right, now we get into the 8s. The material matter, the powerhouse. Okay, Eights, there's a lot to an 8. If you're an 8 life path, you're really learning a lot of lessons in this lifetime. The 8 is the powerhouse. You're here to master success, abundance. It's okay for you to be spiritual and still be rich. There's always this fight with the 8. You know, I think, you know, we've named our cards the power of 8. There's a lot of message in the 8. See, we want the 8 to be up and down like this, not sideways, where you're in a feedback loop of no return, right? Sometimes we fall into that trap of the same pattern, and we have to break pattern. You could start breaking pattern if you're feeling that way too, just by doing little things like taking a different road to work, brushing your teeth with a different hand, having a tea instead of coffee. All these little tiny changes resets the reality, resets your matrix, right? To get out of these feedback loops. Because 8s, you do have manifestation magic on your side. Dogs agree. You sense where and when to act in order to create tangible results. So when we look at the 8 in Lenormand, we see the book of knowledge. This is spiritual knowledge. You know, 8s, a lot of 8s love to learn through books too. But there's this deeper spiritual knowledge that you're on some kind of adventure here for. So that looks cool. 8s, we also have the coffin, endings. 8s can sometimes have trouble walking away from things that no longer serve them. You'll see that in Tarot. Look at the 8s in Tarot. You'll see that energy of walking away, letting go. And sometimes that's hard for 8s, especially if you're in the feedback loop 8 and you don't want to be. So 8s are here to learn how to end things that don't serve you anymore. Okay? Change, transformation, the stork. This is like the 8th house in astrology is all about transformation and rising up and transforming yourself into a whole new you. And there's endings there as well, right? Death and rebirth in the 8th house. This is all, you know, sometimes 8s go through the time, like the dark night of the soul, we call it, where everything changes and it's time to transform into something new. It's like a new chapter. And so it's always good to expand your spiritual awareness, do spiritual things, and learn about money and wealth, because that's a big part of the 8. Learning about money, managing money too. And like I said before, it's okay. This universe runs on money. We need money. Don't feel guilty about making money and sharing your spiritual gift. See, a lot of my clients have that problem. Well, I'm spiritual, but I don't want to charge for it. Do you think that the famous NHL player who's gifted in playing hockey doesn't charge for it? Right? Do you think that the artist selling her paintings is not charging for it? Just giving her skills away? Do you think that the doctor who, you know, has spent energy, time, and money on learning how to do his craft, he's not going to charge for it? No, you got the gift, you got the skills, you got the talent, you charge for it. And you help people transform too as an 8. Very good at transformation. So add that to your packages, transformation, that word. 8s are here to look for security. Okay? This is the anchor card. Stability, security. You're here to master success, leadership, and abundance, 8s. Look into manifestation magic, okay? Because you have the skills inside to manifest. Last but not least, the 9. Oh, this is so interesting. I just want to start off by saying we are in a 9 year. It's 2025. Because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, okay? 9. 9 is an ending. It's the end of the movie. It's the end of our line. Credits start rolling. Getting ready for a new chapter. That's why this year a lot of changes for a lot of people have happened, a lot of endings, because it's just naturally in the stars. We are in a 9 year. We're also in period 9 in Chinese metaphysics for the next 20 years, 19 years. This is why women are rising, because in period 9s, women rise up, artificial intelligence rise up, spirituality rises up. So you're in the, you know, you're watching this tonight, you're in the right place. Nines are the big brother, the big sister, humanitarian vibe. That's why in the cards we see the dog, 1 + 8 = 9, the loyal friend. There's a big brother, big sisterly energy. But there's something about the nines that you may not know. A lot of them have had to grow up too fast. There's the burden, the crossing card, the pain of growing up in a family with alcohol abuse. Or maybe the parents broke up and you had to be the mom. You're the big sister, like you're the oldest kid, for example, but you had to take care of everybody kind of. You had to kind of mature quickly as a 9. And you may have lost some of your childhood growing up. So it's good to do inner child work as a 9. Get back to that inner child, having fun. You're here to raise consciousness too. There's quite a spiritual vibe with the 9s, raising consciousness in some ways, serving humanity, completing cycles and getting out of cycles. I want to talk a little further about this burden card, the crossing card. A lot of 9s are the ones that go to Alcohol Anonymous or that kind of thing because they're like sponges. They've learned to, when they're growing up, they've learned to be a chameleon and adapt to their circumstances. And often they get caught up in the wrong vibe, the wrong scene, the wrong people. So alcohol, drugs, that kind of thing can happen with 9s, life path 9s. So there's that burden, that we want to let go of too. But your intuitive strength as a 9, dogs agree. The bouquet, the gift, this is soul empathy. You intuitively understand the collective. You pick up on what humanity needs next as a 9. Isn't that fantastic? I also have 2 + 7 is the letter, the message. I think writing heals you as a 9. Journaling, writing your emotions. Maybe bringing an ebook to the world or some kind of publishing thing. 9s. Some life path 9s are really good, like singers. Bringing some kind of message for like legendary stuff here. So isn't that neat? Now that you have a better understanding of your life path number, let me know in the comments what you think of that. Because like I said before, once I started embodying my 3, my life's changed, meeting new friends, new colleagues, feeling supported, networking people together. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. And then some other time, let's talk about the day you were born and how that affects you. Do you want to know more? Well, it's my free Soul Path Starter Kit. Okay, the link is
www.themoontree.org.
And it's basically just go to my site, www.themoontree.org. Right at the top, you can just click, get your Soul Path Starter Kit. I hope you have some new inspired ideas about how to move forward in your life. I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with the chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And I thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.